Before we dive into today's show, we've got a competition going on right now at Chat Sports because someone on our Titans channel commented 53 individual times. So I'm putting the call out to all of Broncos Country watching right now to comment in-com-plete. You know the chant, you know it well, so go down to the comment section and let's see if someone can beat that record and comment incomplete. You can do it 3 separate comments or you can make it 1 comment. Whatever it is, do it more than 53 times and let's set a record here at Chat Sports here on the Broncos Breakdown. What's going on, Broncos Country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson, and we got a fun show planned out for everyone watching to kind of set you off into the weekend on a good note. So here's what we got coming up on today's show. Patrick Surtain II cracks the top 25 under 25 list. We'll see where he landed. Is Quinn Meinerz poised for a breakout season? Well, his comments the other day made it sound like it for sure, and we've got a rookie X Factor to keep an eye on to wrap up the show. But first, let's talk about the 9th overall pick last year, PS2, who made it onto Pro Football Focus's top 25 players under the age of 25. He ranked 20th, which was 1 spot ahead of Trevor Lawrence, which, by the way, I guess we can just talk for a second. We had a bit of a disastrous rookie season, thanks to Urban Meyer. And went 1 spot behind Tee Higgins, which I thought was a little interesting because I think Tee Higgins is a good wide receiver, don't get me wrong. But I'll take PS2 any day of the week over Tee Higgins. Now, in his rookie season, the 9th overall pick started 15 games and produced 4 interceptions, 4 pass deflections, even had a pick 6, and 58 tackles to go along with it in his first year. Let's go to the horse's mouth, though. Here's what Pro Football Focus had to say about Surtain. Surtain stepped into the NFL game and looked like a veteran, which is insanely difficult to do at any position, let alone cornerback. While most young starters are trying to figure out the speed of the game in their first year or two, Surtain acted like he'd been playing at that level for years coming from Alabama. He allowed just a 56% completion percentage into his coverage on 530 pass snaps. So let's show the guy some love. Put his jersey number 2 down below in the comments section while you're also doing incomplete 54 times or more. Just show the guy some love here on the Broncos Breakdown because you know what? These guys in the offseason, you better believe they're name searching. And if he feels the love, I can't say it's guaranteed he's going to have 10 interceptions. But I'm not going to not say it. So why don't we just not leave it up to chance and put it down below. Some other cornerbacks that were on Pro Football Focus's top 25, by the way. A.J. Terrell, who I don't hate that spot right there. I understand maybe some people will be like, no, give me Surtain over Terrell. That guy, Terrell, was awesome for the Falcons last year. He was just on a very bad team. He's 9th. PS2 20, and Trayvon Diggs at 25. He's that pick 6 machine. Well, not pick 6, interception machine to start the season last year. Listen, shutdown corners in the NFL these day and age, they get slept on. You know, if the ball's not thrown your direction, you don't have a chance to make a huge big play. And so people don't really, I would say, don't take notice of you that much, but except for people in the league, like the quarterbacks, because there's a reason why they're not throwing the ball Surtain's way. All right, and even though he does, even though he does get his opportunities, like he got 4 interceptions last year, he's not this Trayvon Diggs type of corner where he gives his receiver some slack so he can jump in and get the interception, but it also comes at a price of you're going to give up a ton of yards and completions, and that's just not the way Surtain plays, so I would say he gets a little bit slept on nationally, but hopefully in his second year, that goes away. Next up on today's show, Quinn Meinerz, is he poised for a breakout season? Well, he had a very interesting interview talking about Russell Wilson and what he's doing to prepare for year 2, so we're going to share some of those comments with you. But first, if you haven't subscribed already and you're looking for a reason to do so, let me invite you to do so by saying you can get free daily Broncos content here, the latest Broncos news and rumors, what we're doing right now, and we are one of the fastest and rapidly growing Broncos channel across all of YouTube. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Now, Belly, our friend, is talking about taking a big step in year 2. I hope so, because I loved what I saw of him out of year 1. So if he's going to look even better in year 2, the bar is going to be high. Here's what Quinn Meinerz had to say, though. Last year, I was floating a couple of pounds under 330. I kind of had a sense that this offense was going to be predicated on speed, and I wasn't happy with some of the positions I was in last year, with some of the things that I was doing wrong. I took it upon myself to lose some weight. I'd say around 10 pounds. I'm trying to stay around 320 or a couple pounds under. That's where I'm feeling the best right now. Hackett's going to make this offense a ton of fun. That's what Meinerz was getting at when he said this offense is going to be predicated on speed. And he's absolutely right. This offense is going to move up and down the field very quickly, something we haven't seen in a while. You know, since, I mean, it's not like Peyton Manning was doing sprints up and down the field, but still, this offense, the last couple seasons, has been missing more than just a oomph. It's been missing the O, the F, the E, the N, and the S, and also the E in the word offense. Didn't have much of it. So I'm excited to see what Hackett can dial up this year. But let me ask this question. Do you think Quinn Meinerz will start week 1? We asked this question on an earlier show, but I want to revisit it again because I think it's worth asking. Give me an S for start or a P for pass, and you think, nah, it's not going to happen. Let me know what you think down below. I'm looking at the depth chart right now, and I'm wondering, if he's starting, is he going to take Reisner, Cush's, or Glasgow's spot? I don't think you can definitively say one of those three guys. Maybe Reisner is a leader, but remember, Meinerz was a center coming out of college, so could he push Lloyd Cushenberry? Or are they going to retool, right? If he does take Cush's spot, is it going to be Cushenberry moves to left guard so that he can still be a part of the starting line? You know what I mean? It'd be very fun to see a very good training camp battle to see who's going to be the starting 5 for Russell Wilson. More comments from Quinn Meinerz. This one I thought was really interesting. We have to block until the ball is gone. And whatever that requires and whatever you have to do is what we have to do. Especially with some of the special abilities that Russ has to evade the pocket and move things. There's no other option. You have to keep blocking until the ball is gone. That's the overall mentality there. The Broncos offensive line, I think, has a tall task with Russell Wilson because, like Meinerz said, that ball doesn't leave Wilson's hand lickety-split. You know, he's not getting it out like Peyton Manning was in 1.3 seconds or something ridiculous. He likes to extend plays. He likes to run some circles in the backfield to let his receivers get open. And it cost him a little bit. I mean, you look at his last 5 seasons in Seattle, 33 sacks last year. He missed 3 games. That finished 13th in the NFL. But before that, 4 straight years of finishing top 5 in the most sacked quarterback, tying for first in 2019. So it comes with a little bit of not the best O-line, which is funny because, of course, Seattle drafts an offensive tackle the first year after losing Russell Wilson. But nevertheless, Russell Wilson takes a little bit of blame for that too. He's known to hold on to the ball, and an offensive line is like, okay, my quarterback's right, like in the pocket. So I need to keep my guy outside. But when Russ leaves the pocket, and all of a sudden the lineman's like, well, shit, like, I did my job, but you left the pocket, and you ran right into where I was trying to keep you away from. So it's a little bit of a yin and a yang, but let's ask this question. Will Russell Wilson get an MVP vote in 2022? It's kind of crazy to think that he's never gotten one before, but every year it ends up being like a unanimous MVP. You know what I mean? Like Lamar Jackson, the year he won it, there was no competition. Like, he ran away. Mahomes, his first time, right? You know what I'm saying? Rodgers, the last 2 years. He's kind of been the slam dunk. It's going to go to a quarterback, and it's hard to have 2 quarterbacks or, down the stretch, let Russ cook for the entire season. Speaking of Russell Wilson, though, before we get to our final segment of the show, there's an awesome deal going on right now at Fanatics where you can get Russell Wilson jerseys by going to chatsports.com/Broncos jersey. If you want to get the newest in any color you want, Russ jersey, make sure you do it with our friends over at Fanatics. Link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, final segment of the show. Montrell Washington. Is he going to be the X factor for the Broncos? So, when they drafted him in the 5th round, it was for one purpose, to be a return specialist. Because the last notable returner the Broncos had was nearly 10 years ago. We did a trivia question on this. Trindon Holiday. He's the last person to return a kickoff for a touchdown or to even return a kickoff and a punt return in the same season for a touchdown. This is what Washington did at Samford in Alabama. In his career for the Bulldogs, he took one kickoff to the house. He averaged 21.7 yards on kickoffs, 4 punt returns returned for a touchdown, and he averaged 15.2 yards. Special teams is always a bit of a crapshoot, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit of like effort and mentality of a team, it feels like. But George Paton has made it a focus to improve special teams. I want to look at this quote that he said. We feel he can be a dual returner for us. He's explosive. He's explosive. He is. It was a major emphasis. I applaud Dwayne Stukes, the special teams coordinator, for the work he and Mike Mallory, the assistant special teams coach, put into it, their evaluation. So let's put some good vibes out to the world, Broncos country. Before we wrap up the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up icon if you want to see Washington return a kickoff or a punt return to the house. Hit that thumbs up icon. That way we can speak it into existence and we can make it a reality. I appreciate everyone that clicked on today's video and made us a part of your Friday, Saturday, whatever day you're watching this. We're just happy you're with us right now because we always have the latest Broncos news and rumors. Follow me on Twitter at Matthew Petey. Greatly appreciate some love over on the Bird app. Hit that big red button, subscribe, and I'm going to see you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.